Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Jose Van Smith and I'm your host for the IMI Right Now TV show. Today we are honored to have as our special guest the directors from our various nonprofit organizations and that service to LaPorte County, as well as Michigan City at large. And without any further delay, at this moment, I would like to, and ask you all if you would join us in a brief invocation. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your blessings that you've bestowed upon our great nation. Lord, we ask that you bless our men and women in authority, bless our president, our governors, bless our mayors, bless this great city of Michigan City, Lord. Bless the men and women who are on the front line for addressing homelessness and poverty. And bless our citizenry, Lord, all around this and throughout all around the world. We pray for peace and understanding and more unity amongst our nations. Above all, we want to thank you for allowing us to be worthy servants of thine. We ask these blessings in your Son, our Lord's name. Amen. And at this moment, I would also appreciate, would you all rise and join us as we pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America, and may God bless you all. Today, we are, this segment, by the way, is brought to you by Walden Auto 2. Walden Auto 2 for serving all your car, trucks, foreign and domestic. See us for your auto repair needs. That's Walden Auto 2. We want to thank them for underwriting a portion of this program. And we also would like to acknowledge our good friends over at the Pizza Shack. The Pizza Shack. They're located at 3940 South Franklin. Stop by there and enjoy the fare. The food is extraordinary, where they have good food, good times, and good friends. They're located in Michigan City, Indiana, and in LaPorte County, or the city of LaPorte. That's the Pizza Shack. We'd also like to acknowledge our good friends over at Mimo's House of Pancakes. Mimo's, the House of Pancakes. And they would like to send a warm thank you, where they serve fine American and Mexican cuisine, breakfast, lunch, dinner, all day, and a banquet hall available. So yeah, they're located also in the Evergreen Plaza. And we'd also would like to send out a special shout out to our friends over at the Franklin Clinic. The Franklin Clinic, located at 3723 Franklin Street in Michigan City, Indiana. Quality, convenience, and caring, and a friendly and compassionate environment. That's at the Franklin Clinic, Michigan City, Indiana. And without any further delay, at this moment, I'd like to also, we are delighted and honored to have as our special guest, Mr. Jim Musial. Jim is the executive director of the Citizens Concern for Homelessness. Jim, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you, brother. It's good to see you. Thank you. Finally, we get together.
The pleasure is IMI.
You and I have been talking a couple years about this, about getting together, and I'm glad to be here.
We're delighted to have you, sir.
Thank you. Citizens Concern for the Homeless is an organization which organized in May of 1991. So we're currently in our 27th, entering our 28th year of operations. Our anchor program for Citizens Concern for the Homeless is a group called the Sandcastle Shelter for Homeless Families, located at 1005 West 8th Street here in Michigan City. Sandcastle Shelter has been operating for 26 years, first at a location on 9th Street, and the last 11 years, more or less, at the old rectory for the Sacred Hearts Church on the west side. Sandcastle Shelter is our first program. Our second program right next to it is the Grace Learning Center, which we built about 9 years ago now. And the Grace Learning Center focuses on life skills, adult education, people pursuing their high school equivalency certification. This morning we have a nurturing parenting program going over there, which is a Doombrook program now run by CCH. CCH is the acronym, obviously, for Citizens Concerned for the Homeless. And the third program we built 3.5 years ago now as a result of the plan to end homelessness in LaPorte County for our continuum of care, and that's called the Keys to Hope Community Resource Center, where I was over there for a little while this morning. But I think today we're going to focus on Sandcastle Shelter, and I think in some of your future broadcasts we're going to be talking about Grace Learning Center and the Keys to Hope Center, although I may mention them at times.
Excellent. No problem.
Sandcastle Shelter for Homeless.
Go right ahead, Jim.
Thank you. Sandcastle Shelter for Homeless Families on the west side services single women, families, mothers with children, fathers with children, husband and wives without any children, married couples that aren't, or couples that are not married but are the biological parents of at least one of the children in the facility. It's a very aggressive program we call it an empowerment program. I really don't like the name Sandcastle Shelter because it's anything but a shelter. People traditionally enroll in our program. It's a residential program for 30 to 45 days. That's pretty much the definition of an emergency shelter for the state as far as residential programs are concerned. As people come in, and it's surrounded around an intensive case management program. We do goal-oriented case management. So when a family comes in, they have to sit down and they have to meet with me. It's called an enrollment intake, and I kind of go through about 12 pages of information that we need to put into the computers for the Indiana Housing and Community Development Association's Homeless Management Information System, and that's how we're measured. Primarily, the metrics that we have at Sandcastle for success are the degree to which we're able to get our residents graduated to jobs and housing. Although those are our primary metrics that we're measured by, we believe our success in those areas are determined by a number of other factors. And these are by the programs that we run over there.
Great. Excellent.
We have on an annual basis anywhere from 130 to 180 people coming through Sandcastle Shelter. That really depends on the size of the families. This past year was about 150 total of 52 families. And a family unit also includes single women. I remember I was here maybe 6 months, and in 2013, my board of directors asked me who we weren't servicing in this community. And without hesitation, I said single women that aren't subject to domestic violence. Unfortunately, single women were subject to our same economy and some of the other similar challenges that our families serve, but no one was serving them in this community at that time. So we reserved 2 of our 7 family rooms for single women, and we put 2 to a room dormitory style. And that has been wildly successful as far as graduating these individuals quickly, because I don't want to use the word burden or anchors, but without children, they're able to move a little more quickly through the systems, get the services that we offer without having the challenges like daycare and school obligations and things like that. So when the people come in, they do their initial case management information with me. We enter them into the HMIS system, and we start working with them. And I do a lot of public speaking, brother, and one of the things I say all the time is that if the participants in any of my programs had to rely on my talent or the talent of my staff solely for their well-being, they'd be in deep trouble. Fortunately, we live in a wonderful community. Michigan City is ripe with program after program after program which identifies and services different needs, whether it be educational, whether it be social services, whether it be housing, whether it be jobs, whether it be mental health or addiction and alcohol, parenting skills, budgeting. The list goes on and on. So we operate under a program we started about 4 years ago called Coordinated Access. Yes. And now different programs, funding agents in the community refer to something else like United Way runs a program they call Collective Impact. But basically it's the same thing. It's organizations working together in collaboration to bring the maximum service value to the client. So it's much more of a client-based program than a program-based program.
A gap filling.
Service. So we work with these individuals, and during the initial conference that they have with me, we identify what their barriers are.
Gotcha.
And our primary partner is our own sister program, the Grace Learning Center next door, which works on education, GED barriers, life skill barriers. Like I said, we have banking and budgeting there this morning, but we also have PNC Bank comes in twice a month to do basic banking skill courses where they work on budgetings and whatnot. The woman that runs the shelter over there is a woman named Natalie Stewart. You met with her the other day.
Yes, wonderful.
She
Outstanding.
runs several programs over there, one of which is called the Job Preparation and Retention Program that runs monthly for a 2-week 4-class period where they get basic skills on not just getting the job, but keeping the job, dependability, dressing for success, body language, how to deal with barriers. So anyway, Natalie runs that course. She runs resume building, looking for jobs on the internet. She just introduced a Microsoft course, which sounds a little advanced, but backtracking a little bit, we have a course at the Grace Learning Center every Monday called Basic Computer Skills, and it's run by Dustin Patrick. And Dustin Patrick is the director for the Second Chance program of Goodwill Industries. So again, working with a community partner that comes in and actually teaches a class unrelated to that, but it was a class that was available at the time he wanted to serve on the West Side.
Yes.
So we determined what their individual, barriers are moving up. And then we connect them with the right people. Either we're working with them in-house with different things. I teach smoking cessation, general health and wellness. Natalie teaches things. There's other programs run over at Keys to Hope Center, or we're connecting them with the Swanson Center or the PATH team of the Swanson
Is there
Center.
an age limit, Jim, to participate in, citizens concerned for the homelessness?
At Sandcastle Shelter, to be a nuclear family, you have to have a head of a family that's at least 18 years or older. Single women have to be 18 years or older. Obviously, because we service children, there's no low end on that for children coming in. We have infants. We have 2 women in my shelter right now that are expecting babies. This was the other thing we did about 5 years ago. The board wouldn't allow people in their final trimester to be participants in our program because we weren't a medical facility. And I challenged my board to give me the opportunity to prove that we can do this with a hospital literally 4 blocks from us. And I think we've had 5 births now in the last few years, people coming in and actually having babies.
That's marvelous.
Yeah, so
that's amazing. Jim.
We try to look at all the needs. We always have our ear to the ground of what the needs are, and we do our very best to either fill them ourselves, bring in a partner to work with them, or refer them to another agency that's going to be able to help with very specific things.
For those of you who just tuned in, you're watching the IMI Right Now TV show. IMI is the Indiana, Michigan, Illinois Tri-State Corporate Industry Technology Alliance. We are a 501c3 public benefit corporation. IMI is in fact advocacy, intervention, referral, employment, job placement, publishing, fair housing, new construction, telecommunications, and supportive services. IMI Tri-State Alliance is also developing a small business development center in their new corporate office located in the Evergreen Plaza at 1912 US Highway 20, Suite 207 and 208 in Trail Creek, Indiana. And again, if you'd like to learn more about IMI Tri-State Alliance, you can log into www.facebook.com/IMI Tri-State Alliance.com, or you can also you can email me at josevansmith47@yahoo.com, or stop by. In fact, IMI Tri-State Alliance is planning their 2018 first meet and greet. And with IMI Tri-State Alliance, it's scheduled for Saturday, September the 15th, and that's in the Evergreen Plaza at building 1912 US Highway 20, and that's Suite 208 in Trail Creek, Indiana. And again, that's the IMI Tri-State Alliance meet and greet. So all are welcome. We look forward to seeing your presence there, and to come by and meet with the IMI Alliance team and the technical crew that makes it that keeps things moving smoothly here. IMI again stands for Indiana, Michigan, Illinois. It's a tri-state alliance that represents 3 states: the state of Indiana, respectively, Michigan, and Illinois. And going forward, we also are. The IMI Tri-State Alliance also has has a multimedia division which produces the Right Now television show. Right Now TV is the media division of the alliance that brings you programming such as the Right Now television show broadcast here in LaPorte County, as well as the broadcast in Missoula, Montana at the Missoula Community Media Resource. And at this juncture, without any further delay, we just would like to, for those of you who just tuned in, we are honored to have as our special guest, Mr. Jim Musial. Jim has been on the front line and addressing needs for concerned citizens for the homelessness, addressing the issue of Jim. I'll let you speak in your own words. For those who just tuned in, tell us where are you located? How can a person connect with citizens of concern for homeless?
Thank you, brother. First thing, it's easy to give us a call. Our phone number at Sandcastle Shelter, and that's my primary office for citizens concerned for the homeless, is 219-879-2552. We have Facebook. Our email address for our email is mchomeless@ameritech.net.
Say that again, sir.
MC Homeless, like Michigan City Homeless,
Yes,
at ameritech.net. Okay. I know I talk very quickly. Our building's actually located, Sandcastle Shelter is at 1005 West 8th Street in Michigan City. Directly to the west of it, right next door, is the Grace Learning Center. Their address is 1007 West 8th Street. If you need to contact Grace Learning Center regarding class information, you can look it up on our webpage, you can look it up on our Facebook page, or you can call 219-879-6788. That's the telephone number for the Grace Learning Center. And the Keys to Hope Community Resource Center, which we opened up 3 years ago and have had over 60,000 visits in 3 years, is located at 1802 Franklin in Michigan City, right in Midtown Michigan City. So
that's an extraordinary record, and we commend you for your great work, sir. And again, for those of you who may find yourself in a situation where you would like to continue your education or work on your GED, the Grace Learning Center would be the facility for that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have concerns with regards to case management, computer and internet services, healthy living, and wellness classes.
We'll talk about the Keys to Hope Community Center on another date, but that building was built to primarily service the men coming out of the emergency PADS program. At least that was the answer to the plan to end homelessness for our continuum of care that we answered three and a half years ago. It also serves women, obviously, but it's a day resource facility that's open from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, half days 8 to 12 on Saturday.
Yes.
We have computer lab over there. We have the case management. We have showers. We have laundry facilities. We have good partners that are in there all the time. Swanson Center, Healthy Communities, covering kids and families. A hand up, you're going to be visiting with Claudette Harrison in a moment or two. Claudette's been our partner since the day we opened our building for not only clothes distribution, but also she works with our participants. Thank you, Claudette, for tax preparation. She has in the past. She's worked with them on obtaining government telephones and a number of other services, but Claudette's been one of our partners since day one.
We'd like to pause for a moment as we continue.
Right.
Hello, my name is Claudette Harrison, and I have the agency called A Hand Up, and I've worked with Jim for a long time now as one of the partners. And I have been working on a building for transitional housing for homeless women veterans and other homeless women that could be a little bit longer term if need be, depending on what the person needed. We've done a lot to it, and we've raised some money for it to do some things to it. We're kind of at a standstill now. We need heating and cooling and plumbing before we can make much progress. They haven't gotten grants for those yet, so we're looking for possibly somebody to partner with us or to even take over if need be to get those programs or something similar going. There's still a need here. With what Jim's doing with Citizens Concerned for the Homeless has addressed most of the needs for the homeless here. They've also has been started by him and someone else, I believe, together a nighttime shelter for the women, emergency shelters, and they flow over into some of the other programs. What I've done mostly, and I'd like to continue doing, is clothing for those who are homeless and low income, people who've had fires, things like that. And I've gotten donations, and I've been able to meet most of the clothing needs, because I go to Keys to Hope one day a week and I take clothes there. Most of the clothing needs, mostly what I need now in clothing donations is smaller men's pants, mostly jeans especially, and larger men's shoes, like not dress shoes as much, but sneakers and pretty soon boots, things like that. So those are donations that I'm looking for. A lot of other things, I've gotten so many donations till now, I'm beginning to look for a thrift shop because I have an overabundance of some things and not enough of other things. I want to make sure that I continue to do the things we've been doing to help the homeless. We've also branched out a little bit into helping those who get apartments. They get jobs or they're on disability. And some of the other programs Jim has have helped a lot of them with housing. So then donations that I get, I will help them to get the pots and pans, the dishes, the furniture if we have it. So I'm getting a lot of that, but I don't have enough room for a lot of it. So I'm looking for a bigger space that somebody might either donate or have really low price on something.
Ma'am, how about building material for your building over on Buffalo Street?
Okay,
That project.
if we can get donations of building material, what we need for Buffalo Street, we need ductwork, because that has to be done before the plumbing can be done. That has to go in first. We already have the electrical done. That's been done by the IBEW in LaPorte. We raised the money to pay for the supplies, and they did all the labor. We've already had the framework inside was done by the A.K. Smith Center construction class. We just had to pay for the supplies. So that's all been done. And but next we've got ductwork could be donated, or new energy efficient furnaces, 2 furnaces. And then for the plumbing, it would be the pipe work and all. This house is 100 years old, and it had had a fire before we got it. So we gutted the whole thing. It had plaster and lath. It had the old pipes. It had a lot of old wiring. So everything will be done new, and when we get people to stay in there. We have, right now, it's laid out for 11 people with the bedrooms we have. There's 5 bedrooms, there's 4 bathrooms, and there's room for an office, and each floor has its own kitchen and living area. It's ready for people who need a little bit longer term help to overcome whatever problems they have. And as long as they follow their guidelines, their goals, we sit down and set goals with them. And those start out with 30-day goals. And as long as they do their part to go with the 30-day goals and they're progressing, then we go to the next goals. We set it out a little bit longer. And if they need more education, we'll help them go to school, college if need be, whatever it is that's needed. Priority will always be given to veterans. And it just needs the next steps are bigger ticket items, and those have been a little bit harder for me to obtain. But we want to get that finished, and with or without our partners. But if we have partners, that's great too. Or we may even, if somebody has a similar program they want to do. I'm getting a little older, and I've found out that I'm spreading myself too many directions, and I'd like to narrow it down to one. And for me right now, I think that's going to be the clothing. Because
Jim, do you have an input on that in reference to the great work that Mrs. Harrison has been doing and her contributions?
Claudette has worked tirelessly with other organizations ever since I've known her, and I met her in early 2013. As far as the build out of the building, we've discussed several options, Claudette and I. The donations that are coming in, the drywall and things like that, she's actually been very blessed with the community that has answered the call so far. There's still a ways to go on that, but the work that Claudette has done in this town is fantastic. When this building's complete, we're hoping that she stays around and completes this because her heart and soul has been into this building. I sat on her board of directors for a while, and it's been a long process. And she's continues to make movement, no matter what kind of barrier she has in front of her. She continues to make movements, and it's a beautiful, big facility. She and I walked through it just a couple of months ago, talking with our board of directors about potential partnerships and everything. We basically just entered into a partnership. Claudette had mentioned the overnight shelters run by a gentleman named Harrison Holtkamp, and it's the Interfaith Community PADS program, which is the overnight shelters, and that's used as a launching pad into our facility for the women. It could be a launching pad for Claudette's as well. Harrison's working on some things for longer term housing for the men, or more permanent housing for the men. We all work together as teams. At some point, we may want to discuss using Buffalo as a transitional house for multiple, because it's 2 levels, and
It could be.
there's a lot of different things we could do with that property. But we follow Claudette's lead. She's the leader in this, and we follow her lead and direction. Last year, we tried to put something together. It just didn't work out. But we're going to continue to try, because it's a valuable asset, and she's a valuable member of our service community.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Again, Mrs. Harrison, if you will, what are some? Yeah, I'd like for you to have a thought on on your perspective for the future of our community.
Well, I see LaPorte County and Michigan City in particular as leaders in helping the homeless, because the home team here is a collaboration of agencies that work with the homeless, and we meet together once a month. So we try to have different agencies doing different things so we don't duplicate what another one's doing. And whenever we work together, we've accomplished a lot more. There's only, for example, LaPorte has no men's shelter. They have no women's shelter. They have no family shelters. They have nothing that we have here. They have nothing like Keys to Hope, where the agencies come in from outside to provide different services that people need. And I've seen them at Keys to Hope get housing. They have counseling. They have jobs. They help with jobs. They have barriers for jobs. There's programs that come from outside to help them with that. And I feel like I'm a part of Keys to Hope, because I've been there so long, and I go to take clothes and I see the successes, and I help them in a small way, because in the beginning, most of them came there, they'd been on the streets, they'd go to the night shelters, and they came with what they were wearing and what they could carry, because they had to carry everything every day, all day. They didn't have any place to go except maybe the library or something like that. But when they came, they had not much clothes at all, and what they had were usually pretty ragged, and before they could come there and wash them, they were dirty, they were smelly, they didn't get their hair cut. They weren't going to get a job like that. So when I started coming, the clothes that I had available, I would give to them, and so they started looking better.
Claudette, what's the name of your organization again?
Excuse me, A Hand Up.
And what is that motto?
The motto is a hand up, not a handout.
Where are you located?
Okay, my office is at 1207 Pine Street. The house we're redoing is at 1303 Buffalo Street. That's 2 blocks north of the hospital. And if anybody needs to reach me, my phone number is 219-898-5743. Donations of any kind pretty much are acceptable. The money, of course, is always good, but even if you don't, clothing, furniture, dishes, anything that anybody would need to set up in a household. Because when they get these apartments, what they call me and say, I need this, this, and this, okay? Because they don't have any money left over that first month to get anything. A lot of times they're sleeping on the floor because they don't even have a bed. Or they don't have any towels, they don't have anything. So as long as I have it, I give it to them. All I ask in return, because I don't believe in just handing everything to everybody. I tell them they need to either volunteer for me or for a hand up or for somebody else. It doesn't necessarily have to be for a hand up, because volunteering helps them to pay back for some of the things they've gotten. And if they're disabled or mentally ill or whatever, I tell them, even if you can't do anything else, smile at somebody and encourage them. Give them some positive words. You can do something. Everybody can do something.
Amen.
And that's all I ask. And I get a few people come in that feel like they're entitled to everything. And I usually give them so much, but then I won't give them anything else if they feel like that and they're not giving back at all.
And where's your office located, ma'am?
1207 Pine
Is
Street,
that across from the paper box?
right across from the paper box factory.
So if you have any slightly used articles or what have you?
They can, basically it's better for them to call me first to see whether they should bring them there or
What is that number, ma'am?
219-898-5743.
Okay, thank you. And at this segment, at this moment, we'd like to pause for a moment for station identification, and we will come back and allow Mr. Musial to leave us with a final thought to wrap up the program. This segment is being brought to you by this segment is being brought to you by IMI Tri-State Alliance. IMI Tri-State Alliance is planning their 2018 meet and greet with the IMI Tri-State Alliance. That'll be Saturday, September the 15th, from 11 to 3 o'clock, and that's in Evergreen Plaza, building 1912 US Highway 20, Suite 208, and that's in Trail Creek, Indiana. Again, that's the IMI Tri-State Alliance meet and greet with the IMI Tri-State Alliance, Saturday, September the 15th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So please mark that on your calendars. We look forward to seeing you and meeting with you there. And again, we also would like to take a moment to acknowledge some of the underwriters for our broadcast. Franklin Clinic at 3723 Franklin Street, where they offer in Michigan City, Indiana, where they offer quality, convenience, and caring. That's the Franklin Clinic. And that's 3723 Franklin Street, where they offer quality, convenience, and caring. And we also would like to acknowledge our good friends over at the Walden Auto 2, where they offer complete auto repair for cars, trucks, and foreign and domestic. See us for your auto repair needs. That's Walden Auto 2 in Trail Creek. And we also would like to acknowledge our good friends. Stop by the Pizza Shack. The Pizza Shack is the new kid on the block. They're located 3940 South Franklin Street. Good food, good time, good friends. The Pizza Shack. You can ask your service about their full bar and drink selection. And finally, we'd like to acknowledge our there's a new organization. Well, there's a new go-lo in town, and it's called Max Grab and Go. Max Grab and Go. There are 1,700. It's Greenwood Avenue, and Greenwood Avenue in Woodland. That's Max Grab and Go, the home of the biscuit and gravy. Yeah, they've got a delicious biscuit and gravy. Stop by Max Grab and Go. And last but not least, we'd like to acknowledge our good friends over at Work One. Yeah, they have a job club. Contact Work One if you're interested in a job club. They're focused on professional development, networking, resumes, interview preparation, and job search. That's Work One. They are an American Job Center of Northwest Indiana. And at this juncture, without any further delay, we'd like to bring you back to return to our special guest, Dr. Jim Musial from CCH. Now, Dr. Musial, we'd like for you to leave you with the closing thought, and would ask you if you will also take us off the air and leave us with a closing thought.
Closing thought is we're blessed to live in the community that we live in. We do have so many organizations, so many individuals, so many funding authorities, so many groups that come together to help people in need. Claudette talked about it briefly. we operate under something called toxic charity in this town. For people looking to donate who think that we just run shelters and don't engage people, it is extremely engaging. We're empowerment centers. We train our people to go out there and do good, whether it's for themselves, giving back to the community, serving our senior citizens during the winter. We have our guys go out and shovel sidewalks, and this is all part of our effort to give back to the community. Like I said, brother, we're blessed to live here. The answers to all of our needs are in this town, and we've gotten much better the last couple of years of working in collaboration to bring those services to the forefront and making some big differences in the homelessness and literacy issues that we face in this town.
Amen, amen, amen. Again, that's Dr. Jim Musial. Jim is also the director of he's one of the founding fathers of Citizens for Concern. Citizens, would you explain?
Citizens Concern for the Homeless is our 501c3. I'd like to take credit for being a founding father, but I wasn't here in '91. We've been around for a long time. We have launched some new programs since I've been here, but Citizens Concern for the Homeless, 27 and 28 years now serving our community. Proud to be part of it with Sandcastle Shelter, Grace Learning Center, and the Keys to Hope Community Resource Center.
Man. And if you would like to contact Dr. Musial, would you give him that address and that phone number, please, sir?
The address is 1005 West 8th Street, and again, the telephone number is area code 219-879-2552.
We want to thank you all. Thank our special guest, Mrs. Claudette Harrison, the founder of Hand Up Inc., located at 1201 Pine Street.
1207.
I'm sorry, 1207. I stand to be corrected. And Dr. Jim Musial, who is one of the pillars of our exemplary pillars of our community, and also the executive director of CCH, as well as the director for Keys to Hope Community Resource Center. So yeah, we ask you that if you have any issues or concerns affecting homelessness, or if you want to move forward, give them a call. Yeah, I'm sure they'll have someone to accommodate you promptly. Again, Mrs. Harrison, what is that? What is the name of your organization again, ma'am?
A Hand Up. And our motto is a hand up, not a handout.
And you're located where?
1207 Pine Street is where my office is. My office is in my home. And the address of the property we're redoing is 1303 Buffalo Street, 2 blocks north of the hospital.
And you are also a 501c3?
Yes. And my phone number is 219-898-5743.
Dr. Musial, is Citizens Concern for Homelessness, is that a nonprofit?
It is.
Yes.
It's a 501c3. It's a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. Yes.
This is a peak giving season, you all, and we ask that you look into your hearts and reach into your pockets and write a check out for to support the great work going forward at Sandcastle, at Keys to Hope, at Grace Learning Center, and also for Citizens Concerned for the Homelessness, as well as for a Hand Up, who offer you more than a hand up. They're there to bridge the gap. So we want to thank you all again for appearing on our broadcast, and we wish you all continued success. And we thank you for your service to our community.
Thank you for
having
us here.
Yes.
The pleasure's all mine. And at this juncture, I would also like to bring in. We're going to pause, and then I'm going to close with the intro from Mr. Les Smiles from Smiles Transportation. Okay, this segment again is being brought to you by the Pizza Shack. The Pizza Shack located at 3940 Franklin Street. And also Wallen Auto 2 and Trail Creek, Indiana, where they do outstanding mechanical work for domestic and foreign vehicles. Bring your vehicles. Take your vehicles to Wallen Auto 2 for your auto repair needs. And also the Franklin Clinic located at 3723 Franklin Street. And at this juncture, yeah, and Mimo's House of Pancakes. They're located in the Evergreen Plaza at 1714 U.S. Highway 20. Mimo's, where they have fine American and Mexican cuisine, breakfast and lunch, dinner, all day, banquet halls available. That's Mimo's for your next gathering. And at this juncture, we just would like to introduce a good friend, Mr. Les Smiles from Smiles Travel.
So, hi,
Yes.
how you doing? Les Heichel, but have you been to that pita shack, Jose?
It was excellent.
Man, I love that. I tend to lean toward a plant-based. I got my little shirt on, straight from the farm to the plate. But they had a good deal there. We enjoyed the ambience of the place. And so my name's Les Heichel. He was Smiles. Do a lot of different things with traveling, working with the community and helping others to just grab a hold of their situation, create their own economy, using the travel industry where we're building, taking the world on vacation, one country at a time. But doing that, we have a home-based business model that we're using, just expanding some things. So maybe we can talk further in the future and expand on that. So,
Well, let's tell us about the company. Smiles, is it? Tell us about yourself.
So I market myself with Smiles Travel Agency, and
Yeah.
I'm part of a conglomerate. We're working with the Surge 365, and that also is another network of companies. We have the YTV Travel company that they perform our host travel agency. We also work with the Save On Resorts, and that is a membership-based travel company, and it's similar to if we reference, say, Sam's Club or Costco. We can go in there, we can shop around, and we can Google eye over all the pricing and look at all the cool deals. But unless we have a membership, we don't get the pricing. So with Save On Resorts Surge 365, we're able to capture the market. We guarantee the price. The way we do that, there's a thing that we use, which we really take advantage of, the parity. If I could use the example of parity within our community, we only see, for example, gas prices. We don't see one gas station advertising $3, another gas station advertising $2. Well, there's a rule. It's called parity. By law, it's called parity. With online travel, that same law exists. We cannot advertise this hotel for $35 when the hotel itself is letting it go for $40. So that parity, there's a law. I cannot advertise. That's the key. I cannot advertise a cheaper price. But with Surge 365, we bypass the parity law. We don't advertise. It's a membership only. So we provide, there's several levels that we can get into. One level, there's a membership. You can log in, guaranteed best price. There's a guest membership. You can also guarantee a best price. And maybe not the best price compared to having the membership, but guaranteed best price compared to the competitors who are advertising on the internet.
Les, what is that webpage for how our viewing audience can
Well,
log into you?
to get some more information, smilesps.biz, SMILESPS.biz. There's a short video on there. It'd be a little orientation you can go through if you're interested, and we can follow up with you and just get some more info from you to see what your interest of level is. Are you interested in building your own organization? Are you only interested in traveling,
yes.
saving money? We can help you with that. We have luxury homes, we have vacation resorts, we have timeshare exchange, and we have over 500% more inventory than bigmoneypocketscompany.com. If you look at the websites, searching, most people, Jose, most people don't realize this, that there are really only two travel agencies. Most of the travel agencies that we see online are owned by each other.
Wow.
They're owned by each other.
That's incredible.
And I can't go through the list. I mean, I'd be advertising for
I
them.
take your word for it.
But if we were to, look at a website and say, okay, this is a cool price. Who owns this travel company? We're going to see Big Money Pocket owns this company. Big Money Pocket owns this company and this company.
Wow.
And here's this one. Bigger Money Pocket company owns this company. And there are just
That's an
dozens.
amalgamation.
And so when we say, oh, I can search online and I can get the best price, we're not getting the best price because they're all owned by the same company. But with our company, we're going to bypass that. The parity law I explained, online only, membership, guaranteed best price. Smilesps.biz. There's some info. Go through orientation. Get your, the info we mentioned. The best price on travel. If you'd like to build a business within a business, we can work with you on that as well.
Wonderful. And there you have it. Again, Les Smiles from Smiles.
Everybody calls me Smiles. Les Eichel, smilesps.biz.
Thank you for coming on the show.
All right, thank you, Jose. You've been so kind.
It's
Appreciate
my
it.
pleasure.
All right.
And again, for you, those of you, listen, I just would like to share with you Food for the Poor, Inc. I had the opportunity to meet with the pastor. He came pastor from the representative of Food for the Poor. So they're doing great things there and renewing hope. So if you have a compassion for humanity and like to do something good, consider making a donation to Food for the Poor, Inc. And if you have some health issues, if you've got pain, if you've got issues with regards to your vein, contact the Center for Pain and Vein Care. They have 4 locations. Well, actually 6 locations. They're located in Crown Point, DeMont, Hobart, LaPorte, Munster, and Valparaiso. That's the Center for Pain Control and Vein Care. They have a very outstanding staff of doctors and physicians and nurses and available. That's the Center for Pain Control, and they have 6 locations throughout Indiana. And again, we'd like to thank you all for tuning into our broadcast. We'd like to thank Dr. Jim Musial from the CCH. He's the Hope Grace Learning Center in the Sandcastle. We also would like to thank Mrs. Claudette Harrison, our special guest, for appearing on the broadcast. From the Hand Up Incorporated, where they offer you a hand up, not a handout. And we'd like to thank Mr. Les Smiles from Smiles Transportation. It's Smiles
Travel.
Yeah. Yeah, you may see this guy anywhere. If you want a good deal, get in touch with Mr. Smiles.
We'll work with you.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right.
Oh, and don't forget, on September the 15th, Saturday, September the 15th, from 11 to 3 in the Evergreen Plaza. That's 1912 U.S. Highway 20. The IMI Tri-State Alliance will conduct their meet and greet. So meet with the IMI Tri-State Alliance. That's Saturday, September the 15th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and that's in Evergreen Plaza. That's at U.S. Highway 20, Suite 208, and that's in Trail Creek, Indiana. If you'd like some additional information, you can give me a call at 336-3453, or you can call our office at 219-336-3981. That's IMI Tri-State Alliance. And again, they're planning their 2018 meet and greet here Saturday, September 15th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. All are welcome. Feel free to stop by and enjoy the festivities. And we'd like to thank you all for tuning in to the Right Now TV show. You're watching the Right Now TV show. We broadcast on Fridays from 11 to 12 at Access to Fort County. We also air on Mondays at 4 p.m. and Thursdays at 6 p.m. on Channel 99. That's Comcast, Access to Fort County. That's Right Now Television. Mondays at 4 p.m. and Thursdays at 6 p.m. So we want to, encourage you to tune in to keep aware and abreast of what's going on in our community. IMI Tri-State Alliance, serving all communities throughout Indiana, Michigan, and Illinois. And again, this is the new brand for the IMI Tri-State Alliance, which stands for Indiana, Michigan, Illinois. All are welcome to participate, join. We are a 501c3 public benefit corporation. And we thank you for your services and your support.